Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Joe Barber. I am on my way to the barber shop. It is 9:30 a.m. on a Thursday. I got a full schedule. Headed to go eat my breakfast and then off to the shop. Oh, it's 8:30, sorry. Not 9:30. I was like, wait, I have to be at the shop by 10. So, anyways, I really wanted to put this video out this morning. It's been a couple days since the incident happened here. Not too far from San Antonio at Uvalde, and I didn't really have anything to say about it, man, because I was just like, I was devastated when I heard it. It didn't really register in my brain. I couldn't process it. Like, why would anybody do that? And how did this dude? I had a lot of questions. I didn't have a lot of insight on it. I don't watch the news every day. I either get informed, through Google or something sends me like a message when things happen. I don't watch the news like that. Like I don't function that way. I don't like functioning in fear. I don't like functioning in stress, like worrying about all this and that. Like I don't function that way, man. So that's just how it is with me. But what I do know now is that the gentleman that did this horrific thing, I'm like, that he shot his grandma, killed his grandma, then he went to the school and did this stuff, like hurting babies. They're babies. And it's still like, it's very sad. And I just finished making a video, right, not too long ago, where I was talking about, even if someone did something horrific, to spend the rest of your life in hell for something you did, it's hard, and I just pray that God have mercy on him, even though some people feel different. Some people may want, justice, and it's very hard to not go that route and have that anger and that hate towards him. I can't do that myself. Other people have their own opinion. Other people have their own choice. And as ugly and as evil as this is, I'm like, man, I know those babies are with God. And, I know that's not like the main focal point of it, right? Because you have to process the grieving part. You have to understand and internalize these families that are devastated. I have a close friend of mine that just lost her daughter in a car accident, baby, not even a year old. And I see her grieving every day. And it's tough, man, as a person that believes in God and a person that wants to be positive and a person that wants to look at people for the good that they have in them. We're all created in the image of God, but yet these kind of things happen from his creation, right? Our society allows a lot of this stuff to happen. Our society is so full of greed. Our society is full of a lot of anger and hate, disconnect for each other, racial, religion, all that stuff, man. We're all disconnected in some way, and it hurts all the way around. I understand that now that I'm older. I don't give it a lot of energy. Like I said, I don't focus on those kind of things. But I acknowledge that I know it exists, and it's tough, man. But the reason I was putting this video out is because I want people to know that regardless of what you believe, man, you don't have to believe in God. You don't got to believe in Jesus. Whatever you believe in, you have to understand that that's why it's important to have faith. Because through these tough times, man, people will turn just like the enemy, and they want to retaliate. They want to take justice into their own hands, and we just become just as bad as the next person. Any type of death, any type of murder, whether it's in defense, self-defense, and all that, it's still murder, and it sucks. But as much as I'm all about defending myself, morally, of course I'm gonna defend my family. But mentally, I'm not, I don't feel like it's something that I want on my conscience that I took somebody's life. Now, if it's you or me, it's gonna be you. But I don't want to be put in that situation. So I pray that God never puts me in that situation. I pray that that never has to happen. You know, I almost lost my son to violence. He was at a store one time, at a dollar store with his girlfriend, buying some stuff. Some dude was there, wasn't all in his mind, he was looking for someone to take his frustration out on. Ended up bumping into my son, like shoulder checking him. The dude didn't speak any English. He started, you know, telling my son stuff and like trying to punk him out. My son at the time was probably like 20 years old, 19 years old. And next thing I know, my son, the dude leaves, goes out of the store, and he's waiting for my son outside. And my son walks out and he starts telling my son stuff, pulls out like a damn butcher knife, a long knife, not like a regular little knife. It was a bigger knife. And my son's like, oh, this dude like trying to, my son's mind, it didn't register like, oh man, like this is real, I need to leave. He didn't do that. My son's like, oh, this dude's trying to act tough, he's trying to scare me. He don't scare me. He ended up stabbing my son in the stomach 2 times. My son almost died. And so I know that feeling. I don't know the feeling of losing my son, but that happened. A lot of people don't even know the story. But once that happened, man, I got a hold of the video. I got a hold of the picture of who that dude was. I promise you, man, for 2 months straight, every day, after I got out of work, I was driving around looking for that truck, looking for him. I print out his pictures. I put out $10,000 reward on the streets to try to find this dude because I wanted to have street justice. Now imagine me doing that, me finding this dude and doing everything that I want to do to him because he tried to take my son from me. I'd be in prison right now, bro. You know, but the anger was in me. And I know that it was because I wanted revenge and I wanted to defend my son. And my son recovered, thank God. You know, he had like a 12-hour surgery. He was able to get up. He has a big old scar in his stomach. That, you know, he got messed up pretty bad, but he's alive. But yeah, man, you know, that's why I put these videos out, because I want y'all to know it's not all, you know, glory. It's not all glorious, bro. Like, this life isn't glorious, and this life isn't everything's not all, you know, sunshines and rainbows, man. It's not like that. I appreciate the beauty of a new day. I look at all the positive parts of my life. I focus on positivity, but I acknowledge the evil. I acknowledge the wrong. I know it's there. I don't give it any power. I don't give it power, man. As much as people cut me off and as much as people do all these things, man, all these people are broken. And I have to, not that I'm making excuses for them, but I have to understand that, because then if I lower my vibration, if I lower my standards to be just like them, they're never going to see the light. They're never going to see the love. They're never going to see that it is possible to be better and do better. You know, so some of us hold on to that trauma. Some of us hold on to that anger. That young gentleman that killed these kids, I don't know if he was molested as a kid. I don't know if he was bullied as a kid. I don't know if he was not mentally there. I don't know anything. So, and that's still not an excuse, but it's just like, man, we're just living and we're living in some tough times right now, man. It's painful to know that this happens, that it's happening. And just, in my mind, I buy weapons. You know, I'm a firm believer that, yeah, protect your property and all that. Like I said, man, I'm licensed. You know, and in Texas, bro, you're raised like that. You know, and whether it's legally or illegally, in Texas, man, I promise you, everybody got a gun. So when you start thinking about it, like, well, damn near all the bad guys got guns. Well, the good guys need to have. You got to defend yourself, man. You got to have something, you know. And that's the way I think. I'm like, man, a lot of these bad guys, I don't want it to come to that. I don't want to have any problems. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that if it comes down to it, I have to defend myself. I can't throw rocks and I can't use scripture to get these people. That doesn't register with them. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of that, man, I just wanted to put this video out to let y'all know that regardless of what's going on in the world, maintain your integrity, maintain your faith, maintain your mind, man, because if we retaliate, you're no longer there to protect your family. You jeopardize your resources. And what I mean by that is, like, if you act on impulse and you act to take revenge, let God do that. Let God do that. If you act on it and you don't have the resources, you don't have the right lawyer, you don't have this, I promise you, bro, you're going to lose all your money. No longer are you going to be there to protect your children. No longer, and then you could get sued for wrongful death or something. I promise you, man, I didn't see these court cases where the bad guy is trying to break into somebody's house, falls through the roof, sues the homeowner because he hurt himself and wins. So it's like those little things. It's just, there's a lot of injustice, man. So, and it's hard to not like, there's a lot of discipline, man, to not retaliate. I promise you. And I'm just, from my experience, I've been through that where I wanted full revenge. Man, I was on a mission. And because I went through that, I'm like, you know what, man, that sucks. That sucks. That's our immediate, that is our immediate reaction as humans and, as fathers, as protectors, of course. But anyways, I just really wanted to put this together, man. And my heart goes out to the families that, lost their loved ones. And, they're just babies. But in my mind, I'm like, you know what, they're with God now. So, they're with God, and now we just got to put the pieces together, and I just pray for them. I really do. I pray for them. I pray for the families. I pray for the schools. I mean, even, the people that I love are educators, and my heart's with them, and I pray for protection over their schools. I pray for protection over the children, and to keep your mind focused, because when you operate out of fear, I promise you, man, you're not at your best. You're really not. And it's hard to not operate in that, right? Because it's in front of you, it's in your face. We're all praying for them, we're all talking about it. But I really want to talk about the situation in a good way, where it's not for clout. It's not, and people do that, man. They'll twist it, and Republican and Democrat and liberal and blah, man, forget all that, dude. Forget that, and that's what it is. This happened right before, I think we just voted. When was it the other day? I want to say it was on Wednesday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday we voted. And, it's crazy. It's really crazy that this happens, and now it's all about gun reform and take guns and pull more. And I'm all for that, man. We got to find a solution. We got to find a solution to this. But how was that dude able to buy that? Those weapons are expensive. That ammo is expensive. How was he able to buy all that? So where did he get the money from? And then they said he had like a brand new F-250 that where did he get that truck from? Man, I tried to go buy an F-250. It was damn near close to $100,000. Like, and even I tried to buy a 2010 F-250, and those things are still selling for like $40,000. So I don't know what kind of job that dude had, or if he inherited money or something. I don't know. They need to look at that. Like, where did this money come from? Because I promise you, man, it's not just the guns. Like, there's a lot of rules. Even when I went to go buy my weapons, they give me, it was 2 days that I had to wait just to purchase and the FBI did a background check on me. They do all that stuff, man. So it's not easy. You can buy one off the street, or you can buy one like at, I know they have like, on Sundays here in San Antonio, they have like, it's like a flea market type but for guns, like gun shows or whatever. But at those places too, you still got to fill out a form. Now I pass it. I can go buy stuff now because I have a clearance with my ID, my whatever CHO. So anyways, man, it's I can't focus right now, but it's very disheartening, and it breaks your spirit, man, because you want to believe in people. And it's like, it reminds me of that verse in the Bible where it talks about the wheat and the tares. The wheat produces and it helps, and we eat that, and the wheat is good for us. It's nutritious for us. But there's also tares that grow along it. So it's like the weeds that we don't eat and that are not good. It's like, are you gonna get rid of the weeds and the tares, or are you gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna deal with the good and the bad, and you gotta accept it. And it's like, it's worth it. It's worth being the wheat. You know, even though we're amongst the tares, we still produce good fruit. We still produce nutrition, and that's who we are, man. There's a lot of words that I can use to try to get you motivated, but I'm gonna go eat my breakfast and try to get my thoughts together before I go to work, man. But I just wanted to put this video out, and I want to say that I'm praying for everybody that's struggling. We're all struggling, and I'm telling you, man, I'm struggling. I keep my stuff to myself, between me and God. God's opening doors for me, but at the end of the day, man, we all have struggles. I just want to tell people to, you know, maintain, man, stay focused. Don't waste your energy on things that you can't control, and, you know, love your family and hug your family, and show the love, man. Don't go to sleep without hugging your kids and showing love, man. You know, I pray for everybody that's watching this video. If you watch this whole video, man, I pray for you. I pray that God, you know, puts his arms around you and protects you, and shows you that you're still worth it and that you still have value. All right, man, y'all stay blessed and y'all stay faded.